I'm Sophia. I'm going to share Britney Spears, one of the most influential people chosen by the Time magazine with you. In today's presentation, I will separate it into 4 parts. First, I will briefly introduce Britney Spears to you and talk about some of her hit songs. After that, I will talk about the Free Britney movement. This part is the most important part in today's presentation and is also the reason she was chosen by the Time magazine. Next, I will talk about the documentary, Framing Britney Spears, which is about how Britney was framed and controlled by others going against her will. The last is my reflection and also her influences on me. So let's talk about Britney first. Britney Jean Spears is an American singer, songwriter, dancer, and actress. She was often referred to as Princess of Pop, and she's also one of the world's best-selling music artists. We often call her 小甜甜布兰妮 in Taiwan. I think she's not a stranger to you guys. She was born in 1981. When she was a child, she developed a deep passion in singing and dancing performances, and she also did them very well. After appearing in some television productions and series, she signed with Jive Records in 1997 at age 15. Her first 2 studio albums, Baby One More Time released in 1999 and Oops, I Did Again released in 2000, are among the best-selling albums of all time and make Spears the best-selling teenage artist of all time. After that, she kept working on some hit songs, such as Toxic, Every Time, and so on. In July 2004, Spears became engaged with a dancer, Kevin Federline, and then she took a career break to start a family in October. However, their marriage didn't last long. They divorced in July 2007. And in January 2008, she was discovered to be under the influence of an unidentified substance. She was committed to the psychiatric ward of Ronald Reagan UCLA Medical Center and put on 5150 involuntary psychiatric hold under California state law. The court placed her under a conservatorship led by her father, Jamie Spears, and attorney Andrew Wallace, giving them complete control of her assets. She was released 5 days later, and since then, she had been controlled by her father. She kept being active in the field of music for the decade 2008 to 2018. In summer of 2018, she held her own concert tour, Piece of Me Tour. The tickets were sold out right away after it started to sell, and the organizer was forced to add more concerts because of Britney's fame. The tour was the 6th highest grossing female tour in 2018 and also the United Kingdom's 2nd best-selling female tour of 2018. And in 2019, Britney's conservatorship issue and the Free Britney movement happened one after another. I'll talk about them in detail in the following slides. So, the Free Britney movement was a social movement took place in the USA and lasted from April 2019 to November 2021. In April 2019, a fan podcast, Britney Scream, released a voicemail message from a source who claimed to be a former member of Spears' legal team. They alleged that Jamie, Spears' dad, had canceled the residency due to Spears' refusal to take her medication and that he had been holding her in the facility against her will since January 2019 after she violated a no-driving rule, and that her conservatorship has supposed to have ended in 2009. The allegation gave rise to the movement to terminate the conservatorship, Free Britney, which received support from some celebrities and also the non-profit organization, American Civil Liberties Union. On April 22nd, 2019, fans protested outside the West Hollywood City Hall and demand Spears' release. The court fight for terminating Spears' conservatorship from her father started in May. On August 17, 2020, Spears' court-appointed lawyer submitted a court filing that documented Spears' desire to have her conservatorship altered to Spears' long-time care manager as her permanent conservator, and to replace Jamie with an accountant as a conservator of her estate. On June 22, 2021, shortly before Spears was set to speak to the court, the New York Times obtained confidential court documents stating that Spears has pushed privately for years to end her conservatorship. Spears spoke to the court on June 23, calling the conservatorship abusive. She said she had lied by telling the whole world I'm okay and I'm happy, and that she was traumatized and angry. The court statement received widespread media coverage and generated over 1 million shares on Twitter. Over 500,000 messages using the Free Britney tag and more than 150,000 messages with the new hashtag referencing the court appearance, Britney Speaks. And on November 12th, the judge terminated the conservatorship, drawing a dot to the hold on humanitarian control. About the social responses to the movement, there was lots of celebrities supports Britney, such as Charles Jackson, Paris Hilton, Justin Timberlake, Christina Aguilera, and so on. Other supporters are Spears' sister and some politicians and lawmakers. And I think support from Spears' sister is important to mention because Spears' brother, who was on Jamie's side, didn't support her. And the movement also widely discussed on the social media such as Twitter, and many people cheered Britney up on their TikTok. Still, the movement pushed the California governor sign the Free Britney bill into law. The bill implements procedures that check for financial conflict of interest and regulate conservators acting outside of the conservatives' best interest. The bill's provisions are expected to go into effect in 2023 or 2024. And the documentary, Framing Britney Spears, which talks about Spears' career and conservatorship, was released in February 2021. So let's watch the trailer of the video first. Can you hear the video? Okay.
Britney was so serious and so focused. This is a girl that's coming from strength.
She was so open and vulnerable. How we treated her was disgusting.
Britney had to navigate being told who she could be and what she could do.
People became fascinated with her sort of unraveling.
She accepted that the conservatorship was going to happen, but she didn't want her father to be conservator. That was her one request.
And anytime there's that amount of money to be made, you have to question the motives of everyone close to that person.
Do they always have her best interest at heart?
Something is going on behind the scenes here.
I didn't understand what a conservatorship is, especially for somebody capable of so much that I know firsthand she's capable of.
Why is she still in this? Why is her dad making all of her decisions?
What do we want? Free Britney!
Okay, so let's go back to my slide. Okay. So the video mainly talks about Spears' year-long struggle under the court-sanctioned conservatorship. The documentary features interviews with some key insiders, including a lifelong family friend and the marketing executive and 2 lawyers for Jamie and Spears, respectively. Spears later revealed that she had seen parts of the documentary, stating that she felt humiliated by the perception of her that was presented and that she cried for 2 weeks following the initial broadcast. So if you are interested in it, you can Google it and watch it. The last part is my reflection and also her influence on me. First, I think she is very brave and uses a good way by law force and media to fight her own rights back. I think her experience teaches me not to surrender to anything that is unfair or surrender to any power. Don't give things up easy because people will see your effort and stand by you if what you claim is reasonable. I also feel proud of her because she fighting her own general rights back, and before she fight those rights back, she was deprived of rights such as having a child or getting married, driving, and she was forced to be medical controlled by her father. I feel sorry for the past, and I'm glad now she is free and is engaged with someone her loves. It's the end of my presentation. Thanks for listening, and feel free to ask if you have any question. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Yeah, so thank you for sharing with us your enthusiasm for this topic. Yeah, I think you really successfully brought us into the inner world of Britney Spears. I think we can really begin to understand the kind of suffering she's been put through during the past few years. Very good. So now I would like to invite any questions and comments. I mean, because I may not see you, so I think what you want to do is that if you want to ask question or make comments, you can just speak. You just say hi. For example, this is William, and then we'll be able to hear your question and comment. Okay, so now feel free to speak. So can we start with anyone?
This is Linda.
Yes.
And I wonder that before you do this presentation, have you ever kept track of this movement before or support this movement by using the hashtag on the Instagram?
Actually, no, because I didn't know the whole movement before I did the presentation.
Yeah, thank you for the question, Linda. I think this is a key question. Very good. So can we have another question or comment?
Hi, William.
Yes.
I want to ask a question. I'm Tyler, and I want to ask about why do you want to choose her as your topic?
One reason is that other people on that list, I didn't know the people on that list. Many people I don't know, and also because I'm curious why Britney Spears was chosen, so I chose her.
Thank you, Tyler. I think it's also a very good question. So any other question or comment? Okay, if not, I think I just maybe conclude with some comments. Yeah, I think I want to say I'm really impressed by the efforts Sophia has put into this presentation. I think I could tell that you must have spent quite a lot of time on your research. But I think you've done a great job in explaining the kind of legal dispute she really tried to go through. Yeah, I think so. Now after the presentation, I think you can begin to understand why Britney Spears was able to be included on the list. I also like the fact that I think you are very fluent during the presentation. Also, you try to use some hand gestures as you speak. I think this can also help you to interact with the audience if you're making the presentation online. Right, so thank you very much for the amazing job. So let's give Sophia a big hand.
Thank you.
We have, do we have a hand from Peter?